Hi everyone, it's me, Lubna. Today is Friday, December 13th, 2024. This video is dedicated to my beloved, and the topic of this video is going to be about doing whatever it takes in order to make one's dreams come true. So in order to illustrate this topic, today I wanted to share with you two different things. And the first thing that I wanted to share with you is another quote that I wrote down in this little notebook that I have and that I ripped out and brought with me so that I could show it to you today. And that is the quote. And let me read that aloud to you now. We artists are indestructible. Even in a prison or in a concentration camp, I would be almighty in my own world of art. Even if I had to paint my pictures with my wet tongue on the dusty floor of my cell. And that quote is by the artist Pablo Picasso. And before I talk more in depth about what this quote means and what its significance is in my own life, I wanted to share with you another journal entry from the journal that I'm currently working on. And this journal entry is something that I wrote on Wednesday, December 11th. And as usual, before I read it aloud to you, I'd like to show it to you in case you'd like to read it for yourself. So I'll be reading just what I wrote on December 11th. And here it goes. Wednesday, December 11th, 2024. Yesterday, as I was trying to film my daily YouTube video in my car around 2 to 3 p.m., I started to get quite annoyed at the landscapers in my apartment complex, who were very noisily using their lawnmowers and leaf blowers. I dislike being unable to control my environment sometimes. This brings my mind back once again to the topic of things we cannot control. There are many, many things in our lives that are out of our control, including the actions of other people, accidents of nature such as the family we are born into, our genetic makeup, inexplicable twists of fate, auto accidents, diagnoses of cancer or other terminal conditions, and other unfair outcomes. Our responsibility is to make the absolute most out of the things which are within our control. I was thinking about this as I frustratedly tried to film my YouTube video on the road to freedom against all odds. I was determined. I am going to have to continue to be determined moving forward, particularly as I grow busier in the upcoming year while attending Creighton for my ABSN in 2025. Go for it, Lubna, not once, but again and again and again. Do whatever it takes. Because in the end, with arms held high in absolute rapture, beaming with joy, feeling as light as a feather, crying your eyes out, you'll see how fantastically disproportionate the rewards are for the effort expended, the risks taken, and the price paid. No matter how many false starts you endured, you'll be astounded by how quickly you made it, even though when the going got tough and your spirits ebbed, you thought you'd never ever see the day. If I never ever give up, there is no doubt that I will one day see the day I have dreamed of. So that is my journal entry that I wanted to share with you today. And as I said, I wrote this on Wednesday, and the YouTube video that I was referring to in that journal entry was the video that I published on Tuesday, which was titled The Road to Freedom. And I remember while I was trying to film that YouTube video, I got very frustrated because there were so many noises around me. And I think Tuesday is the day that they do all the landscaping around here with the leaf blowers and the lawn mowers, and I just felt very frustrated because I kept trying over and over again to film my video, and I kept getting interrupted by these loud noises. And in my mind, I was thinking, I'm not going to let this stop me. I'm not going to let this stop me. Even if there are noises going on around me, I'm still going to express myself through this video, because I made a promise to myself not to waste a single day of my life, and to use every single day of my life to make progress toward my dreams, part of which includes speaking to other people and sharing my message with other people. And I wanted to go back to this quote by Pablo Picasso about how we artists are indestructible. Even in a prison or in a concentration camp, we could still make our art. We would still make our art, no matter what. When you're really passionate about what you do, whether that's writing, painting, or any other type of creative format that you might use, you won't let anything stop you, whether that's people, any factors in your environment, or any other life obligations that might seem to get in the way. I mean, a lot of people, when they think about artists and creative people, might think that what they're doing is not really beneficial in any way. It's not making them as much money as something more practical might, like being a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, or some other 9-to-5 job might make them money. But art is very important, because each one of us, whether we know it or not, is an artist, because each one of us has something unique to express, because each one of us has a unique life story. And if we don't share what's inside of us, it's going to wither away, and it's going to go to waste, and other people would not be able to benefit from it. So we have to be very determined, and we have to see how important it is for us to share ourselves with the world and to share what is within us. And so we have to have this mind of an artist. We have to be indestructible and not let anything get in our way when it comes to expressing ourselves. I remember that when I was in medical school, during my 3rd year of medical school, as I was doing my clinical rotations, I had to work in a whole bunch of clinics and hospitals throughout Arizona. And while I was working at the clinics, there was sometimes a lot of downtime in between seeing patients. And also at the hospitals, for example, when I was working at the labor and delivery unit of a couple of hospitals, I was sitting there and waiting for the women to go into labor or to be ready to give birth, and there was a lot of downtime. And I didn't waste that time. I used that time to write in my journal and come up with ideas for future YouTube videos. I also brought along my books to read. And in my mind, I was thinking that I'm not going to let anything stop me. Even being in medical school and being super busy all the time and having to study so much, I still had this creative side of myself that yearned for expression and that didn't want to die out. And maybe that proved to my detriment, since I had to withdraw from medical school at the end of my 3rd year. But I don't regret it. I have no regrets, because after all has been said and done, I did what was in my heart, and I expressed myself the way I wanted to express myself. And I have something to show for it. I have journals that I've filled up from front to back. I have videos that I've made like this one. I have something to show that nobody else can show, because nobody else is me. And this is unique to me. This is what makes me feel valuable. So I am going to do whatever it takes to express myself the way that I want to express myself and to follow my dreams of being who I want to be. No matter what else I have to do, even if I have to work in a hospital or a clinic or be in a certain profession, at the end of the day, I'm just Lubna, and there's only one of me in all of eternity, and in the entire world, there's only one of me. And the same thing is true about you. And when you realize that, you realize how important it is for you to express yourself. Because if you don't express yourself, then the unique you is going to be lost after you're gone. You have to create something that will be left behind when you're gone, that will be evidence of your presence in this world, that will serve to make an impact. And that could be anything. It could be any type of art, as I had mentioned. Anyway, that is my message for today on doing whatever it takes to make your dreams come true and to express yourself the way that you want to express yourself, no matter what anybody thinks, no matter what anybody might do. You have the right to do what is in your heart to do. And the dreams that were planted in your heart are there for a reason. And if you don't follow them, then you're not only doing a disservice to yourself, but you're doing a disservice to humanity. So do whatever it takes to follow your heart and to make your dreams come true. Thank you so much, as always, for taking the time to listen and or watch my video today. I hope that you learned something very, very valuable. And with that, I'd like to wish you a wonderful day, afternoon, evening, or whatever it is, wherever you are in the world.